Well, Brent, what exactly went wrong at the end there?
Where do we begin, Kyle? It's like trying to just some of the passing decisions. We're stuff you just got to get better with. Like, I mean, it's I'm not really too sure how to address some of it. Some of it you just scratch your head and try to coach better and help them more. And it is disappointing the way that ended, because I thought for the most part we played good basketball. It's just the way that it ended. You have a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth. And then I'm reminded it was a good weekend. We just beat the NBA champs, and there's lots of good things that came out of it. Just the last part wasn't one of them.
And again, everybody's part of it, but does Ben have to come meet those balls? He's your point guard. And
at times to circle him back into the middle, I think so. And it's part of the structure. I think in general, trying to get the ball handlers on the floor at times and have them still be your best defensive team, it doesn't work. And so, like, you just hope that as professional players, we can handle that situation a little bit better, and I believe that we will.
But you said early in the season, maybe the preseason, you wanted that second group to be you called it a bomb squad. And so those groups that have Ben and Matisse and Al at center, do they look how you expect on defense at this point?
We're trending in that direction. I think so. And I like the speed. I like the versatility. Matisse is moving forward. I like the way that he is trending. I thought offensively, for the large portion of the game, we were good, against a really good defensive team. That group that you're speaking of, I would say, yes, that's starting to take a shape that I wished it did when I sort of anointed them a bomb squad.
Coach, what was your favorite thing about Tobias tonight offensively? What did you?
There was a funny part of the game where he came in and he just went bucket, and it spun out, I think, into 16, 18, 15 again. And I think that in general, he is in a good place offensively. I think that the structure in his world is appropriate. I think he's learning how to use it. We're playing well around him, off him. But he's having a really good mindset lately to score.
Ben had some success getting some dribble penetration in the half court. Was that a function of Anunoby guarding him up there, or him improving in that regard? But what did you think of his performance tonight?
I think two things. At times, yes, the league guards Ben differently. The proximity of which Toronto guards him is close at times. You can actually put him in probably some pick and rolls and let him just all by himself blow by people, and I thought he did a really good job of that tonight. I thought that the passing out of the post initially, when they kept doubling, I think we did a pretty good job of moving the ball and just getting off it and finding the second side action. And I think in that action, he did a good job of playing catch, go, catch game, and just like he shot out of a rocket playing downhill.
Brett, there was a moment late in the third quarter. Ben called the play. I think you called a pick and roll with Joe, and you got a dunk out of it. Is that a play you want to see them run consistently as a next step for their on-court chemistry?
I mean, it's always been sort of our wish to grow those two in pick and rolls. So much of it is, it sounds good, in this room, but when you're watching how the league is defending him, there's nobody to screen. And so, the pick and roll, you better go to different angles, deep pick and rolls. And I think that they've had success out of that. To just put him in a middle pick and roll when they're playing him like they're playing him, I think is a really good look. A little bit to the point we just talked about with him using the screen and playing downhill. If they play close, I would trust Ben in that environment to find ways to get into the paint.
Especially a team like Toronto that really tries to take away Joe and Ben. How big is it for Tobias to kind of make them pay when he's the one that's got the looks?
You have to, or you're not going to win. It's really that direct and simple. And you need people that can make up the difference. If others are going to have a down night, or, like Joe up in Toronto. We still should have won that game up in Toronto. Like, we missed 4 free throws. There were some things down the end we wish we had back. But to your point, Tobias was good and has been good, I think, as of late, especially trying to find the rim.
What do you think of Joel's performance tonight, Brett?
I think that his energy was good, like his presence was good. And, at the end, they pressed with a bunch of athletes, and, he had some rough decisions, and it's unfortunate because I think for the large part of the game, like he's one of the main reasons we won, although it may not jump at you on a stat sheet. It's still Joel Embiid and his length and them trying to finish over him. You could feel his presence affected some of their rim stuff. But the end, I came in, tried to get in with some ball handlers, and it's just something that we will learn and grow from.
Brett, Matisse, for a guy that rolled his ankle, looked pretty good out there. Can you just talk about it looks a lot more confident taking that three.
Yeah, he does. And I go back to his feet and his technique and the decision of what shots are the shots he should shoot, and he takes those confidently, like he doesn't blink. And I think in general, he's just playing with the bounce, he's playing with the spirit. He had that one sort of, maybe 2 situations at the end of the game that we got to help him with, but for sure he is trending upwards, and I think that you're just feeling it with the group, you're feeling it with him, where he's getting far more confident and far more, I think, aware of what his role is.
Brett, Siakam's a guy that's kind of taken the next step in his progression this year, but Ben did a really nice job on him for the majority of the game. What do you think he did well in that matchup tonight?
I mean, Ben, I think Pascal had 6 points going into the 4th period, and I think would he end up with 18, 16? Yeah. I feel like Ben's length, his physicality, you can go apples for apples with those two. It's not like, he's got somebody that's big and slow on him. Pascal, he's got Ben Simmons, or smaller. He can, pound and sort of play bully ball and jump over somebody smaller. It's apples for apples. They're equal athletes. And I think that Ben has really taken the challenge and sort of the pride of wanting to be recognized in our league as a elite defensive player, somebody to be on the all-defensive team. And I thought tonight, for the large majority of the game, he showed why.